And then he said to me, well, you know what? I offered to replace it because I'm sure with my contacts I could have got another one for him. But it would have been out of pocket for me, which is pretty annoying. And he was very good and said, no, don't worry about it. But then he organised himself to get an autographed Gold Dust Topps Legends card. A lot easier to store that as well. So very cool. Good guy, James.
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, that's another segment wrapped up. So how about we jump right into Find a Fig?
Find a Fig!
First up, well, you go first. You go first, mate. What are you looking for?
Well, you sort of stole my thunder because I've now got my new hunt. When all our shops are closed, as soon as they're open, guess what I'm hunting? I'm hunting a Warlord. I think this is going to be out really soon. I think that the SummerSlam Elites, I know that the SummerSlam ones are meant to be coming out next, the Sid Justice range with the ref shirt. Yeah. But I've got this feeling that they're going to do both of those series very quickly together. So we're going to get stuck with 85 for probably another month or two, and then all of a sudden you're going to get smashed with the new stock. So that's the only figure right now that I'm hunting, mainly because I have been had the budget reined in from the boss, and I've got everything else. Everything else I've got at the moment, or is on its way.
Yeah, brilliant. So the Sid Justice in the ref gear, that's Elite 86 SummerSlam, is it?
That's 86, and they're the SummerSlam range, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. All right, so, well, for me...
Good little set too.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, guys, if anyone's got any Legends Series 9, $1 Million Man, Black Tux, and a Nikolai Volkov, or...
Went early.
You did go early? Heard that one before? Volkov. Yeah, Nikolai Volkov and Black Tux, $1 Million Man, and also a Legends Series 10 Brutus Beefcake. Once that's released, if anyone can get me that, if you're listening from the States, hook me up, hook a brother up, and I will grab it off your hot little hands.
Do you know what's happened with Brutus and DDP?
I don't know. God, has there been a worse company to distribute their figures than Mattel?
No, I don't think so.
Like when you think about it, I don't ever remember distribution ever being this terrible, especially down here. And if you are listening around the world, we don't get much down here. So when things go bad, they go horribly, horribly, horribly bad for us. So you think you guys have it tough over in the States or the UK or whatever, try coming down to Australia and looking at our shelves. I must admit, though, of late, I love seeing the shelves stacked with latest releases, 85, 84, all the latest stuff that's come out. But before that, we used to get nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, look, hopefully the problem's fixed. Jeff from Go Figure Collectibles, he's been battling with Mattel for years. So, distribution, lift your game, lads.
Maybe we should send an angry email.
Yeah, it'll go to someone in the packaging department.
And they'll say, "Oh, sorry, due to COVID." That's what everybody says now.
Due to COVID, yeah, it's exactly.
We haven't learned to deal with COVID in 19 months, so.
Yeah,
we just keep blaming it for all of our problems.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go to our next segment, which is one of my favourites, actually, and it is called What's Online.
And just before we click on the stinger, mate, it is a ripper tonight.
Did you see what was online? What's online? Some bloke selling some LJN figures on eBay. What's he asking? He's asking too much. Well, did you make an offer? Make an offer. You can't make an offer. It's an auction. We'll just slide into his DMs. Maybe he wants to let them go for less. Maybe he's just trying to whet your appetite. Well, I don't know. We'll just make an offer. I can't make an offer. It's an auction. We'll just slide right in to the DMs. What else is online? Oh, there's so much stuff.
Let's online. Bring it. This is a great segment, Chris. One of my favourites, actually. And
now, the way this works is I do the funny stuff and you do the good stuff.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that tonight I've knocked it out of the park.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
I have possibly the weirdest wrestling items I've ever seen.
All right.
Yeah, on, what was it, Wednesday night, had a bit of a temperature, woke up with cold, like sweat in my head in the bed. I was feeling all funny. And my wife turned to me and she said, "What's wrong?" I said, It's not the cough. It's these freaking toys that I saw. It's the toys. Have a look at this.
Yes.
This is the Rock porcelain doll. I love it. It is so creepy. The Rock porcelain doll. It even has the skull on the back. And James actually sent this to me. I'd already seen it. And James sent this to me and said, "You have got to use this in what's online." And anyway, we had a look at it. We thought it was hilarious. Do you like this, James?
I do, mate. And for those listening to the show, Chris has shown a porcelain doll that has been made up to look like the Rock. Actually, quite creepy. He's even got the what does he call his eyebrow?
The raised eyebrow, people's eyebrow.
People's eyebrow. There you go.
Now, when you think, "Oh, well, that's really creepy and a bit weird," then the next day there was another post.
Oh no!
No! A China porcelain doll.
Oh,
now, you can imagine
that.
What sort of sicko is going to buy that? It is bizarre. So there you go. They are the two weirdest spots online.
Isn't that your dining table, Chris?
Maybe it is. That's why I'm selling it. The other one that I found, now this is not as funny or as weird, something quite cool though, it's being re-released by Funko, is the Turbo Man.
Turbo Man.
So Turbo Man is coming back out again from Funko.
Wow.
So if you missed out the first time when they literally sold out like the Turbo Man in the movie, you can go and get yourself one from Funko.
Look at Honey. I just noticed Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the background there.
Yep, from Jingle All the Way. Just a pretty simple box, good artwork, red Turbo Man inside. But the best find of the week, mate, was a find that I had for you because I know you love dressing up for Halloween. You're a big Halloween fan, aren't you?
Oh,
you love it.
I love it.
Well, I found your costume. I've found what you need to wear for Halloween. And if you wear this live on the show, I'll do anything you want. I'll give you whatever figure you want.
Okay, bring it on. Hey, that's awesome.
It's the Krang. What does that guy have a name? Roboto or something? What's
Android.
he called?
The
He's
Android.
Android.
Yeah.
Android with the Krang in the belly, with the glasses.
That is gold.
That is awesome.
Awesome. So those listening, there's a guy here who's in a pair of undies and he's got the Krang. He's dressed as the Android body. He's got the glasses. You can imagine the Android body, and he's got I wonder what that's made of, a plastic brain strapped to his stomach. It looks pretty cool, actually. And he's got a plastic brain strapped to his stomach. You couldn't write that, could you? Awesome.
What have you found?
Finds. Good finds. All right, here we go. For me, I have found a LJN first shot prototype graded AFA 80. And it is Freddie Blassie. How much is it going for, Chris? Ask me.
How much is that going for, James?
$3,100 Australian. Buy it now or make an offer.
I reckon it's cheap.
Yeah, someone in the group buy that. That is a beautiful piece, and it needs to be in a collection down under. So, classic Freddie Blassie.
You know who you should buy? You know who should buy that? It's Brett Amos.
Well, Frank P. Frank P. is a huge LJN collector. Get on that, guys. Great piece. Next up for me, as you know, we're all sports cards fans, and the ridiculousness of the sports card field just continues to amaze me. And this one here, I don't even think it's that good of a card, but obviously some people do. And it's a 2011 Topps The Rock Gold Foil Pop 1 of 1 PSA 10. Guess how much that card is good? Actually, firstly, how do you rate that card?
Look, it looks like, to me, it looks like a parallel, like a not a high-end rare card, just sort of maybe an insert.
Yeah. Well, because it's Pop 1 of 1 PSA 10, this seller is asking $26,000 for it.
What?
Which is $35,000 Australian. Buy it now or make an offer.
Why is it so expensive? Is it numbered?
I can only assume that it's because it's a PSA 10, so it's graded the highest it can be, and it's pop 1 of 1 population. So there's only one of that card exist in PSA 10 condition. Yeah. And next up, this is it's not for sale, but says, have you seen the Instagram account at the Ring Worn?
I'm still learning how to use Instagram, so no, I haven't.
Oh, it's gold. The Ring Worn at the Ring Worn account. It's basically his own museum of ring worn gear from wrestling events and famous wrestlers. And this one here jumped out at me because it's not only it's his ring worn gear, but it's signed. So we've got here a Macho Man ring worn top, bottom, jacket, boots, the whole kit and caboodle. And see around the groin area, it's signed.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's an amazing piece to have. And there he is in the background there.
You can imagine the Macho Man wearing that as well.
Yeah, yeah. And for those listening, we'll be sharing these on our socials, so keep an eye out for that. But this is a ring-worn attire by the Macho Man Randy Savage with the old tassels and the bright 90s jackets and pants and boots. It looks absolutely awesome.
Really cool, mate. I like it.
And give the Instagram account at the Ring Worn a follow. It's pretty detailed, and it's an awesome account to stay up to date with. All right, that'll do us for what's online, mate. So let's go into what's the next segment?
Figure review, mate.
Figure review. I like one too.
It's time to review a fig from today or the past. Which will it be? Stay tuned to find out.
Here we go. All right, so last episode, guys, we discussed Chris and my favourite toy line ever, which is the WWF Hasbro line, and we discussed Series 1, and we chose our favourite figure from that line. So this week we're going to kick it off with Series 2, and I will say straight up that this is by far my most favourite set in the Hasbro line and set across any toy line that I've ever been passionate about. It brings back so many nostalgic memories for me, and I think every single character in this toy line is just spot on, and it's amazing, and it is hard to choose just one.
And I'll say that I reckon they could have done better with a lot of this series.
Wow, really?
Yep. I think the Rockers could have been better. I think Hot Rod Roddy Piper, while the figure itself is really cool, I hate the fact that you have to wrestle in the kilt.
Yep.
If you're going to play with it, you don't want him wearing his dress. You want to have him wearing the jocks. So it doesn't quite work.
Well, what about now?
What's that, mate?
What about as a collector?
Well, it's different. That's like as a kid. We're talking nostalgia-wise. When we were a kid, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, you got your hands like this the whole time. How are you going to punch anybody? You can't punch. So there was a few things like the characters and the likenesses were spot on. And like thinking, well, Snooker's going to be on the top rope. He's going to stick his arms up in the air. He's going to jump and he's going to land on headbutt the guy in the middle of the ring. That is what sold you on the figures. But I still think they could have been better.
Okay.
You're not happy about that, are you? You're not happy? I've talked down with your favourite series too.
I'm insulted. No, I'm only kidding. What was your favourite one out of the line?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
So I found it really hard to choose a favourite from this line, from this series, and I'll put up an image of the Macho King because I kept going back to the Macho King, like thinking, this is my favourite, this is my favourite. Having the scepter and the crown just was that thing to take the figure to the next level. And just after watching the Rumble where he hits the Warrior in the head with the scepter, and you see that scepter smash and the bits go in his Warrior's face paint, and you think, I can do that. I can do that with my blue ring. I can hang my Warrior out those ropes. I can smash him on the head, and I can recreate it. But then I thought, well, as a kid, though, who was my favorite? And funnily enough, Warrior related, it was the Honky Tonk Man. So the Honky Tonk Man was my favorite figure, not because of his character, but because he was the perfect heel to have in my Fig Fed. So you'd have him there. He could wrestle against anyone. And that iconic match where the Warrior beats him in a minute, was it SummerSlam? I even brought down my Honky Tonk Man here. This is my original Hasbro Honky Tonk Man from my childhood. You can see on the hands, I don't know if you can see on the glass, hands are missing some